Thank you very much. I will sure enjoy this. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this Juniper session. The lights are so bright that I cannot see everyone's face, but I doubt my colleagues are here as well. But anyway, you will find us all at our booth there upstairs. So the presentation today will cover Juniper's enterprise portfolio solution. We only have 17.5 minutes left of this presentation, meaning that we will more or less walk or even run through the presentation and the solution areas. But why we chose to show you enterprise portfolio is that what is the area of which Juniper is the most known in the world? That is routers, that is service providers and telco solutions. It's quite hard to make a phone call without touching any Juniper router there along the way from here to your cousin in America, for example. But our enterprise portfolio and enterprise sales actually this year have exceeded in dollars the service provider sales at Juniper. That is a wow, because Juniper is a large company in networking and security, and we are, of course, a bit younger in enterprise business. We have been doing enterprise business like 15 years. About 15 years, Juniper introduced first local area networking switches. And today, this year, enterprise business is larger than service provider. What we will cover today is AI-driven enterprise, meaning the campus networks, Wi-Fi, LAN, automated WAN, meaning routers. We will look at those. Data center, we will concentrate on automation. Perhaps some of you attended Juho's workshop in the morning, the demonstration, 45 minutes about data center networking automation. And then security. And what I want to highlight here, what is also the topic of this presentation, is experience-first networking. And if you want to provide good experience for your users, what do you need? You need assurance. And you will see many times on this presentation those two words, experience and assurance. And the first slide, this one, this is not a joke, this is not a vision. We actually can answer this question. Why Bob is having bad Teams or any video meeting experience? We can visualize it. We can tell it with information if it's Wi-Fi, if it's wired network, or was it the server cloud connection, client device, or this time it was the WAN. This is the assurance, this is the user experience. So how we can do it is to provide very good visibility and parameter data. So routers, data center, campus networks, and security. Routers or WAN solutions. So here we concentrate on the enterprise routing solutions, of course. And the use cases where some of you must use our routers are private WAN, DC edge and interconnect within DCs, DCI, internet peering, internet edge, and of course cloud connections. And what we do, first, versatility, meaning that Juniper designs and builds its own ASICs in the most powerful boxes, routers. And then we also use commercial chipsets. UNOS. If you have been dealing with Juniper, you must know UNOS, and it's still there, of course. That is the basis for all the routing and networking we do. And it's still there, and it's consistent across the portfolios, whether it's switch router or routing firewall. Automation, you will see a lot about automation in our solutions, and we always, of course, bake the security in. Automation. And when we speak about routing solutions, our toolbox for routing solutions today is Paragon automation. That is like Swiss Army knife. There are tools which you can pick and choose to suit your needs. But basically, you can do everything you see here on the slide. You do planning, you orchestrate / automate, you assure the quality, you do correlation for the analysis, and you optimize everything. And the portfolio. So I mentioned that Juniper designs its own silicons in the most powerful and most feature-rich routers. And those are MX and PTX. Here we use our Trio chipset portfolio. These routers, they are used also in telco service provider networks and have all the bells and whistles you can imagine. However, the most used router series for enterprise users is ACX. ACX actually uses merchant silicon, which makes it not so feature-rich as those big guys, but on the other hand, it is cheaper, of course. So it's, in many cases, ACX is the perfect fit for enterprise needs. UNOS everywhere, Paragon automation you can use in all the platforms. Data center, couple of words. And especially, again, automation and assurance here as well. How many of you attended the Abstra session in the morning, the Abstra workshop, the automation? You did, okay, good. So majority of you didn't, so I can tell you something new. So Abstra is a policy-driven SDN tool, and in other words, it is intent-based networking tool. Have you heard about intent-based networking? Intent is something that you want to achieve. Let's look at it a little bit more closer. So with intent, you can think that and say that it is something what you want. So in Abstra, you design what you want. And please note, you can use vendor-agnostic modeling. You can see there below all the vendors that we support in addition to Juniper. So Sonic, VMware, NSX, Dell, Cisco, Arista in addition to Juniper. So you can use it for single DC, you can use it for multiple DCs. If you are a service provider, you can use it as a multi-tenant tool. And after designing, you then tell the Abstra how you want to achieve what you want to achieve. So you can use vendor-specific blueprints, render the cabling plan, you can model how the applications are living in your data center, etc. And then the Abstra will deploy it for you. And it will be a true zero-touch provisioning work for you. And again, the assurance. So day-to-day, day-3 operations, so the daily operations, give it there live and up to speed and tells you if something is going wrong. And we have about 30 different DC-optimized switches on top of which you can use Abstra, in addition to those other vendors as well. And what Gartner and Forrester, what they are saying about our Abstra solutions, like Red Hat guy said that they have thumbs up by Gartner and Gartner. We have thumbs up from Gartner and Forrester. And for example, the quote from Forrester we can read here. Customers that want to automate their entire network with a consistent operating system from the data center to the business edge should look to Juniper Networks. And intent-based networking system can reduce network infra delivery times by 50 to 90% and can reduce the number of outages by at least 50%. Quite impressive. AI-driven enterprise. Who of you have heard about Juniper Mist? Some of you. So Mist is our VLAN, LAN, and gateway solution. It's a full-stack solution. We call it Mist because the cloud management, which is there, it was invented by a company called Mist. But nowadays, we call this full-stack solution as AI-driven enterprise. So from hardware point of view, Wi-Fi access points, local area networking switches, meaning Juniper well-known EX switches, and SRXs and SSR SD-WAN solutions. That's the hardware, but the very important and interesting thing is the one which is there on top, the name Marvis. So our AI assistant is very unique on the market and really can help you in daily operations. Marvis can point for you events there in the network proactively. It can point out a misbehaving access point, a cable which is not working well, etc. It can be ahead of you. So, what are the key differentiators in Mist solutions? First of all, everything is based on modern cloud. What modern cloud means? Modern cloud means that we haven't ported old VLAN controller to be run in the cloud. Instead, the modern cloud is based on microservices, meaning that there are no outages. So when Juniper wants to change and enhance something in the cloud, Juniper R&D develops a new microservice, spins it up. When it works better than the old one will be shut down. No outages for the users at all. And no outages even when you need to upgrade your network. So all the updates there, what are done there at sites, they are hitless. There's no service breaks at all. Plus, if one day the connection to this public cloud would be broken, your network will continue to serve as is their clients. Middle one, AI-based operations and support. We have AI, which is getting smarter and smarter all the time, and the AI picks up the most relevant events in the network all the time for you. You see that picture. You see there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different categories where Marvis has pointed out we cannot see how many AP-related or switch network-related events it has picked up. But we collect parameter data. We collect quality parameter data from the network, from the user devices, and that creates huge amount of events, even in a smaller network. And even in a smaller network, there can be hundreds or thousands or even millions of events per day. Who wants to read all those, let's say, hundreds of events per day? No one. But Marvis reads them, and Marvis picks the needles in the haystack and says that, hey, Juho, here on the silver plate, these are the 5 or 7 most important things you need to pay attention right now in order to keep the network running smooth. Third one, service levels. So I told you that we gather parameter data. We all the time monitor not only the network, but we monitor the user devices. So if I have 3 devices with me, my phone, my iPad, my laptop, Marvis and the Mist system monitors everything. And we can provide you with the service level expectation monitoring. These 3 examples we see on the slide, time to connect, throughput, and roaming, they are just the 3 examples of what we do. There are many, many others. And what is the most important thing is that you can drill down. All the vendors can provide you with eye candy, nice-looking interface, very nice-looking pictures. But when you try to dig in, you see that there is a problem. But how can I know what is the root cause? With Mist you can. You just click, you drill down. And even better, there is dynamic automatic packet capture in Wi-Fi network. Is there someone who has been asked to do a reproduction of a Wi-Fi problem, Wi-Fi issue, and try to capture the traffic while the problem exists? With Mist, it's automated. I told you that the AI is getting smarter all the time. So here is some statistics how Marvis is proactively, automatically solving tickets. So within 3 years, it has gone up from 20+% to nearly 70% of the tickets. And this is true life experience. So it is a true AI. Another thing that all vendors have, they have AI in their marketing material. All the vendors, whether it's still cheapest consumer networking stuff, they say that it's AI. But we have true AI. It is learning, it is developing all the time. Hey, don't listen to me. Listen to your colleagues, listen to other customers. Customers who Gartner has interviewed. Customers have positioned in 3 years in a row now this system as the best on the market. Gartner has positioned us as the leader of the leaders in the Magic Quadrant for wired and wireless networks. And if you want to read these, I can provide you a link where you can read these quotes by the customers, why they have chosen Mist as their best solution. These are just examples of what people are saying. Mean time to repair down 96% on average per ticket. Dramatically decreased rollout time. Gap, who has thousands of stores, is saying 85% less site visits. ServiceNow, over 90% reduction in user-opened support tickets. MIT is our favorite. It's like we woke up from a dream watching Mist rollout. Yep. And the portfolio is very simple. You choose hardware that matches your needs and the licenses, and that's it, nothing else. The world's simplest IT shopping list. Connected security, but our time is up. But hey, if you want to hear more about our security or more about these solutions, please visit our booth. These actually were my last slides.